It's 10 questions on John Travolta movies on a Skype call with my brother Scott Buds. This is Trivia with Buds. It be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out this show. If you're a first-time listener, you might want to subscribe and then get new episodes every single day on your phone, on your device, on your computer, however you listen to the show. They'll show up every single day. This is a daily pop culture trivia show. Also, if you're brand new, you might want to dive into some of our old episodes. There are over 200 different episodes to check out. We've been doing the show daily for about 75 days or so, but you can go back before that. We used to do it weekly, and then we did it twice a week. So there's tons of different topics, stuff like Parks and Rec, The Office, Back to the Future, U.S. presidents, marine biology, Tenacious D, you name it, we've probably done it on the show. And that is the fun of doing a trivia podcast. There's like no end to the amount of things we could ask trivia questions about. So today's episode is a fun one. It's me chatting with my older brother, Scott Buds. He lives in the Orlando, Florida area. We got on a call and had him write me 10 John Travolta questions. Some of them are great questions. Some of them are him struggling to make me answer a question about wicker chairs and things. So I think you'll have fun playing along with these. And if you like Travolta, you will hopefully have a nice high score playing along at home. If you have a topic you want me to do on the show in the future, you can donate $5 or more on patreon.com/trivia with buds. We got some great topics from patrons coming up, like Nickelodeon's SNCC programming for my friend Erica. Jess Whitener wants the Flintstones. We did How I Met Your Mother last week for Carrie Moore. Alexis is wanting to do Alec Baldwin movies. My friend Manny wants to do Archer trivia, which I just started watching from the beginning and I'm loving. Alexander wants to do Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Jen wants to do the animated Beauty and the Beast. And Kyle wants to do Rick and Morty. So a lot of TV shows, a lot of fun stuff coming up in the month of September. And again, if you want to guarantee a topic that I do, just donate $5 or more. For $30, you can be part of our T-shirt of the Month Club, like my friends Carrie and Manny, and I send you a T-shirt in your size of varying franchises. So right now we're doing these things called Oops Tees, where they're like misprinted T-shirts on purpose. So it'll be a picture of Heisenberg from Breaking Bad, but it'll say Hindenburg and different things like that. So if you like goofy pop culture T-shirts, you will love the T-shirt of the Month Club for $30. If you like this show, tell a friend about it. Help me spread the word. Leave an iTunes review. That would be super helpful. And without any further ado, we're going to jump into this quick call with my brother Scott and some John Travolta trivia. Here we go. Sitting here in Laverne, California, talking to my brother Scott on the phone, who is in Clermont, Florida, right by Orlando. What's up, Scotto?
Did you say Clermont?
Isn't that what it's called?
I don't even know, dude. It's like Claremont, but it's, yeah.
But it's spelled C-L-E-R.
Yeah,
It's
C-L-E-R.
Yeah, Clermont. It's like how it's like how Tyler Perry would say Claremont in one of his movies. He'd be like, Claremont, you know?
I still can't believe you went to the show and paid to go see a Tyler Perry movie, by the way.
Tyler Perry's Halloween, Boo, a Medea Halloween. I've never seen people laugh harder.
Talking about it.
Never seen people laugh harder at anything in my entire life. The lady next to me, I want to say she was like a 21-year-old white lady. She was clapping and standing up out of her seat and slapping her like literally knee slapping, like when you hear that phrase. She was like slapping her knee and standing up, and I'm like, I was sitting there with Ashley. Ashley goes, "What is wrong with this lady?" I go, "I don't know."
You're sitting in the back just jotting down notes for your next bit.
Oh my God. It was like the craziest thing. And I mean, I get people liking a movie, but that's like one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And a lot of people saw it. I think it made $60 million.
He knows what he's doing, but he puts that, Mrs. Doubtfire gear on. Yeah. People lose their shit.
They do. They really do. You are in Florida. What's the temperature like down there today? You swimming?
85. I've been at the pool since 10 a.m.
Nice.
We're taking a break right now. Came in to watch Tiger Woods. I said, dude, last time I talked to you, I was watching Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
But, he shot a good opening round, so I'm keeping tabs on my buddy.
I hosted trivia at a golf course last night. It was very similar to Bushwood Country Club in Caddyshack. Very similar. The guy who ran the golf course, his name was Voltaire, and I was like, "No, that's not your name." You know what I mean? I thought that.
Yeah, like straight out of them. You're looking for cameras.
You don't hear that name. Have you ever in your life, 40 years of life, have anyone ever gone like, "Hi, I'm Voltaire," and you're like, "Oh, I'm Scott."
I told you the only time I heard Voltaire was in Swingers when he ordered the pancakes.
Yeah.
And she said, "Hold on, Voltaire."
Yeah, I don't even know what that's a reference to. Who was Voltaire?
I just kind of agreed. I don't know either.
I think he's an artist.
It's apparently some kind of a reference. It's some kind of philosophical reference. I think he says. I don't know.
Very good.
I had it on my TV.
Oh, maybe he's a philosopher. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like he was, he goes like some waitress in Vegas is going to get my deep philosophical reference, and then she says, "Hold on, Voltaire," and Vaughn gives him that look like, "Oh, yes, he did get it."
That's right. So yeah,
but
it must.
None of us got it, but the point was made.
Yes, very good. I'm staring at a wall of VHS tapes I have on my little diner booth here. Tell me which of these movies you would put on to watch on a Saturday afternoon. Would you watch Overboard, Somewhere in Time?
Dude, Overboard was on yesterday, and I watched the first half because it's great.
Here's your 5 choices. Overboard, Somewhere in Time, Cool World, Xanadu, or Willow.
Okay, first of all, like I said, Overboard's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love Kurt Russell, love Goldie Hawn, I love that whole family.
Yeah.
Number 2, you said was what?
Somewhere in Time.
Those are really weird movies.
Somewhere in Time?
Somewhere in Time, I'm going to guess that's that Superman movie.
Yep, Christopher Reeves.
Is Christopher Reeve in it? Yeah, I only know that because of the video box.
Yeah.
We talked about walking through the video store that we worked at?
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's about. I know he's in it. What's the next one?
It's Jane Seymour, and I think he goes back in time somehow and falls in love with her. I don't know. Ashley loves it. I bought it for her as kind of a joke. The tagline for that says, "Beyond fantasy, beyond obsession, beyond time itself, he will find her." The third movie was Cool World. Remember that movie with it was like it was by
Brad Pitt?
Yeah, it's by the people who made Roger Rabbit, I believe. It's a little darker though. I've never seen it.
Again, it was around 94, and I remember the video cover, and he had higher hair than my buddy Luke Perry.
Yeah, super high hair. And the next one, Xanadu, Olivia Newton-John, I think, right?
Olivia Newton-John in some kind of crazy roller skating glow stick
futuristic musical or something. I forget.
I'm going to call that 81 or 82.
And then Willow. Which one of those would you watch today?
Willow, Val Kilmer, his wife.
Yep.
Filming that movie.
You know that actor.
Her name, but with the I don't want to say. I'll say height challenged.
Yeah.
Guy.
The Warwick Davis. He plays Leprechaun. He's in. He plays.
He was probably in Time Bandits with all those buddies.
He was in. He plays a goblin and a teacher in all the Harry Potter movies, and then he's in the Star Wars. He's Wicket in the Ewok Return of the Jedi.
There you go.
But I'm
glad he found work.
If you add up that guy's movies that were at the box office, their box office totals, it's $11.5 billion. I think he's the highest. He's been in the highest grossing movies of all time. I think it's him, and then I think it's Sam Jackson.
No shit. That's awesome.
What's his name? I think Peter Mayhew, who plays Chewbacca, is also up there because Chewbacca's in like almost every one of the Star Wars movies. I think so every Star Wars movie that makes $1 billion, he's in there. You know what I mean?
Really? You could just throw anyone in there, wouldn't you think?
I would think so, but I guess that guy's really good at it. And you said Michael Myers. The original Michael Myers is playing him in the new Halloween, which is cool.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. Did you watch that second trailer? It looks really good.
Tommy's hiding under his bed right now.
Yeah.
He's like, I won't watch it. I don't want anything to do with it.
Did you see the second trailer when he busts through the glass and grabs her at the end?
Well, I was excited because I forgot he said that, and then I started talking about something on that text.
Yeah.
And then I remembered. I go, oh shit! I forgot to watch the trailer. So I watched it the other day, and
it's great.
It looks like he walks back into that house, from what is it, the beginning of part 2?
Yeah.
And then she goes, she was probably acting up and slapped her around.
Yeah, he probably made fun of her. She probably made fun of him, and he started beating her again. Yeah, that line. That does look like they recreate that. It's the lady making a sandwich, and then he, if you watch the trailer,
it looks like the same kitchen, doesn't it?
Yeah, and if you watch the trailer, like in one shot of it, that lady is dead, like she's leaning over the table where the sandwich was being made, so he kills her pretty good, probably. But, yeah, man, can't wait.
I tell you, man. You go ahead. Look.
Oh, I was just gonna say I want to watch the Rob Zombie, the first Halloween from Rob Zombie again. I haven't seen that since it came out about 10 years ago.
It was, Tommy posed a good question. He's like, "What movie have you guys just been the most anticipated to see?" And I said, the new Star Wars because of Skywalker. The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
He said The Third Born, which is a great call. And but the thing with the Halloween, I've always, I don't know what it is, but always been excited about the new Halloween movies with Michael Myers ever since like 4 and 5 came out, because that was 88, 89. So, I was in middle school when that was going on. And I remember going with my buddy Mellicar and Crocker and the Cabreras, I want to say, these two brothers we grew up with. And they took us to the show to see it, so it was very exciting and scary and memorable.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, when he texted us that question, I oddly had Anchorman 2 in there, because I remember when they announced they were doing Anchorman 2 like 10 years later, I was like, oh, this is going to be like the funniest movie ever. And that first half hour is really funny, and then it gets real dumb.
I tell you, 2 things about that Anchorman. Number 1, I don't think a movie's been cut in half quite like Anchorman 2 was. The first half was so good, and then it just was like gone.
And we saw that. The three of us saw that in
that movie.
Yeah, we saw it in a weird theater in Nashville, didn't we?
No, man. It was the middle of nowhere between Chattanooga and Nashville.
That's right.
Right? It was like in the whole. It looked like we were on an airport strip, and then all of a sudden there was a movie theater. It was
very weird. Yeah.
So I always joked around. We couldn't even find that place if we wanted to.
Oh,
that's
no way.
We saw Anchorman 2 in the middle of nowhere.
Definitely. So I hit you up and I said, let's do a trivia podcast, and you said, let's do it. And you hit me up and you said, what should we do it on? And I said, why don't you ask me some questions about John Travolta movies? I don't know why that popped in my head. But you wrote, 10 questions?
I wrote back a thumbs up, and I said, hell yeah, I love John Travolta. So I did. I was on my planning period, and I was ahead of the game, so I had some free time. And I just kind of went through his main. I literally went to IMDb, and you slide across. They put his main movies up.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave something out, and I kind of did it that way.
Gotcha.
I made sure I hit the Grease, the Saturday Night Fever, the Pulp Fiction, and
sure,
a couple of my other favorites, and I tried to do that. So yeah, I have 10. Now listen, man, I wrote it, left it at school, but I rewrote it, and we'll see how it goes.
All right,
I kind of wrote shorthand here.
All right, let's jump into it and see how many of these I get out of 10 John Travolta questions from my brother Scott. Here we go.
All right, man, here we go with number 1. I'm going to start with Grease, and this is a funny line from the movie. So this is, I took this from you. You said, finish the line to that Charles in Charge last time. So finish the line to this. In Grease, he runs into Sandy for the first time. She says, what happened to the Danny Zuko I met at the beach? And he says, well, I do not know. Finish the line.
I do not know. What of it, ho? I have no idea.
He says, maybe there's 2 of us.
Wow, right out the gate. What a great question out the gate. Maybe there's 2 of us. Who would know that? Who would remember that?
Grease fans.
Grease fans. All right. Question number 2.
Question number 2. This is from Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
He's astounded by the amount his shake costs while they're him and Uma Thurman are sitting at dinner.
Okay. How much does it cost?
How much does his shake cost? Yeah. He says, that's a blank shake. And then he says, I got to taste it. And she orders it. and he has to taste it because it costs this much money. How much money did a shake cost?
$94 to have an outrageous price for a shake.
You're not even playing along, man. It was a $5 shake.
Oh.
All right, number 3.
Okay. I was gonna say $10.
Number 3.
I was gonna say a $10 shake.
What movie was he the bad guy in? Did you get to see Halle Berry's topless? Let's just call it topless.
That movie's called Swordfish.
See, okay. I should have led with that.
That's a very memorable scene, and that movie's pretty good. Young Hugh Jackman in that movie.
Yeah, I just remember the Halle Berry scene. Anyway, next.
Question 4.
I'm gonna give you a movie where he was the good guy and there was a bad guy. I'm gonna give you the character names. You tell me the movie.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. He played Sean Archer. The bad guy was Castor Troy.
The movie's Face Off with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. There you go. Now we're back on track.
Castor Troy.
We can just edit that first part, I guess.
They weren't bad questions. You didn't even let me answer the milkshake one. I said, all right, it was 1994. You're like, $5. Next question. All right, what do you got? We're on number 6, I think.
All right, this is a good a fan favorite of mine, Urban Cowboy.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I've never seen it.
We'll start with have you, but then that's out.
Okay.
I guess we're doing 9 questions.
You can still ask the question.
Well, the question for your listeners is, what was the name of the bar that he constantly goes to ride the bull?
I'm going to say it's a crossover movie with Roadhouse, and the bar is called the Double Deuce.
Oh, I was going to do a crossover question with Cynthia Rhodes from Staying Alive and Dirty Dancing, but I didn't.
Wouldn't that be cool if people started just combining old movies like that, where it's like, what if there was a movie that takes place at the Double Deuce but has nothing to do with Roadhouse? You know what I mean? But it's like the same bar. Would that do anything for anybody? Probably not. I would be like,
you get an awkward pause.
I would watch that movie and I'd be like, nice, and that's it.
Well, it's kind of like putting. What was I just watching? I was just watching something they put. Oh, I was reading up on this Lost Boys, because the Lost Boys apparently just came out 30 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And the director was the same guy or producer or whatever they did, St. Elmo's Fire. And he put a Rob Lowe poster in the background of Corey Haim's room as kind of like an homage to, his former movie. So I get what you're saying.
Oh man, I'm gonna insert real quick right here. I'm gonna insert a quick audio clip my friend Casey O'Connor posted. Do you remember party lines like in the 80s and 90s where you could like call a number and like listen to weird stuff?
I remember the commercials.
Yeah, well they did one.
You call up and just talk to random strangers.
Well, no, they did one of those, but for the Coreys. So it was like call the Coreys hotline, and it was like you could hear pre-recorded messages from both Coreys. And we're going to play the audio from that right here.
Guess what? Corey Haim and Corey Feldman are giving out their personal numbers. If you call 1-900-909-3700, you can listen to their private phone messages and get their personal number where you can leave them a message of your own. $2 the first minute, 45 cents each additional minute. Ask your parents before you call. 1-900-909-3700.
If you call me right now, I'll give you my private number. You call that number, and you'll hear a recording, and I'll give you my personal number if you call that.
Real quick, I was going to say something else about what if they took the name Double Deuce and they made that like a Netflix series, kind of like Cobra Kai, but it was about just that, like a young bouncer taking over that bar, like in 2018, and there's legends of Dalton and all that stuff. But they could easily do that. The same,
as long as Jake Busey had nothing to do with it.
Jake Busey's in all my favorite movies.
My first reaction would just to be sad because Swayze was literally one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Hands down, one of my favorites. So, but yeah, man, the Double Deuce, the whole idea. I mean, it's characterized as a very cheesy movie,
Yeah, but
no downplaying that.
So is Karate Kid. They need to. I think
it has such a following,
Yeah, they need to take those older franchises that people love and then just take one part of it and rebuild it, just like they did with Cobra Kai. I think they should Cobra Kai like every great 80s thing.
Well, the Cobra Kai was phenomenal. I couldn't have been happier with it.
Yeah, it was great.
That's literally, I mean, the first podcast we did, one of my top 5 categories was Karate Kid. I've always just been a huge fan of that movie,
sure.
And to see it come back, it's like, when you're done with movies that you really like, you kind of wonder. I wonder what that character what would have happened if the movie kept going. And
yeah.
To see
That was perfect.
Later, so
it was perfect.
Really cool.
All right, a couple more John Travolta questions. What do you got?
2 movies. They did a sequel to this where his name was Chili Palmer. Name those 2 movies where John Travolta's name in the movie. He was kind of a bouncer, strong hand kind of a guy.
Get Shorty and Be Cool.
His name was Chili. There you go.
Yeah, that's a series. Have you watched it? I think it's Ray, not Liotta. Ray. What the hell is that guy's name? Everybody loves Raymond. What is his last name?
What's his name?
Why can't Ray Romano? Ray Romano.
Ray Romano.
He's on Get Shorty, the TV series. Have you seen it?
Mm.
I think it's on.
They made a TV series about it.
Yeah, I see billboards for it all the time out here. It's on some channel right now. Check it out. Maybe A&E or something, or AMC.
Well, that was a hard one. You got that one.
All right. Next question.
I'm all over the place. I did Grease. Okay. Have you seen Phenomenon?
Yes.
Okay. My question for Phenomenon is, what does the girl who plays the main girl is Kevin Bacon's wife, Kyra Sedgwick.
Kira.
What does she do for a living to make money?
In that movie?
Yep.
She's a farmer? Or no, wait, she's a veterinarian.
Yeah, but she does something like on the side.
For money.
And he buys what she does as a reason to see her.
She is an artist. Is that right?
Well, she makes wicker chairs.
Okay.
He buys one of them.
That's the most specifically douchebag written question I've ever heard in my life. What type of chairs does she make in the movie Phenomenon? Why would anyone know that?
No, I said, what does she do for a living? She sells wicker chairs.
Oh, my God. Take that question, stick it straight up your ass. Let's do one more question, one more Travolta question. What do you got?
Okay, Look Who's Talking.
Yes.
Obviously, Bruce Willis was the voice of Mikey. They did a sequel. Who was the voice of Mikey's sister?
Roseanne.
There you go.
Was it Roseanne?
Yeah.
Very good. Awesome, dude. I think I got 6 out of 10 or so.
Yep.
I didn't have any wicker chair knowledge in the back of my head, unfortunately. But
yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Well, awesome, man.
I don't know, man. I was trying to hit all of his movies.
Well, those were good. Those were pretty good. Thanks for being on the show. And anything you want to plug or support or put out there?
Yeah, man. I'm throwing a doubleheader tomorrow. The Bears are gonna whoop the shit out of Green Bay. So I'm gonna plug that.
Plug people watching the Chicago Bears on their TV station.
Sure.
Very good.
What do you want me to plug, Rye? Hey, come on out and see me teach. Next week. we're delving into a lot of serious stuff, but no, it is
very good.
It is good stuff.
All right, watch the Bears, support your teachers, and when you have some extra free time, go watch Xanadu. That'll be a great week. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, and make sure you edit all the bad stuff out of this.
I will.
Conversation.
Very good. It'll be about a minute and a half long. All right.
All right, brother.
Thanks, Scott.
Cheers.
Boom, there it is. A bunch of questions on John Travolta. Some great questions, some weird questions, but hopefully some fun banter with my bro that you enjoyed listening to. If you want more trivia in your life, subscribe to this show so you get every single day on your phone, on your device, on your computer. And hopefully you liked that little break in the middle where we played the Corey Haim, Corey Feldman hotline. I can't believe that was a thing. I need to have a trivia hotline. I do have a number. You can call and leave a voicemail anytime. That number is 424-265-1212, 424-265-1212. If you have something you want to ask me trivia-wise, or you want to just leave a voicemail about anything related to the show, you can leave that voicemail at 424-265-1212, and I'll play it on the show in the near future. Thanks for listening to this episode of the show. Thanks for leaving your iTunes reviews. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.